Salute everybody. Welcome to Miss Parker. Miss Parker, I hope everybody's had a blessed week. I know I have. I've been getting over this cold. I'm doing much better. Sounding 100% better. Definitely feeling 100% better. But you got to keep pushing through it. Like, you cannot lay around when you feel that bad. Like, I was horrible, but I was like, I got to do laundry. I had wigs and clothes everywhere from the trip. So I was like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, just to keep myself moving so I wouldn't just lay there. But I'm feeling much better and I hope that you guys had a blessed week. Man, it's been a lot going on, y'all. Like, still no baby Genesis after being told by a lawyer that's the mother's. Hey, Olivia, what's going on? Love you too, boo. And coming out and making, you know, it was big, hey, Genesis is still alive. So, of course, everybody in the community wants to know, well, where's she at? Who has her? Is it a trafficking situation? Because based off something her mother wrote, I want to read it. Okay, you guys. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, research, and educational purposes. Hey Barbie, what's going on, Sister Venetia? Hey sister, what up, little sis? What to do, goddess? Hey Kiki, baby, Yachty, what to do, Yachty boo? Hey. Oh man, it's so nice seeing y'all, man, for real. I miss y'all, man, for real. But just trying to get everything situated. It's been crazy. 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 But I think so far I've weathered the storm. So I'm okay. And I hope mentally all of y'all good. Because you never know what nobody's going through. Um, hey Latasha, hey Reba, hey 80s. As we go through our own thing, it's somebody going through much worse stuff, like just unimaginable stuff. So, I have to sometimes think about me, but know there's other people that need a listening ear, just like I need a listening ear. So let me listen, then they can listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Hear me, and vice versa. So I've been fortunate to, you know, um, kind of be in that shoulder, and it just took a weight off of me of what I was dealing with. So as hey 80s, what's going on? Hi, I'm Kiana. Hey T lady, what's going on, sister? Erica, what's going on, sisters? So I understand that mentally we are living in a world that is so messed up. You gotta check on other people. You got to mentally, like, if you really care about, just care about people, just so you can, hey Yummy, what it do, Yummy? How you been? It's nice seeing you. And when you, maybe you don't know if you could talk to somebody, I know it's hard when so much is in their head. There's a couple of stories I want to talk about that's kind of doing this, but with Genesis and people seeing it and doing nothing. Because everybody with mental issues can't recognize that they have a problem mentally. Everybody ain't the same when they're going through something mental. So uh, I be having to look at both sides because it's always two sides of things. And I gotta blame the people that surround me. Hey Jamie, hey Stephanie, what's going on? Happy Friday. I love y'all, miss y'all. I had to look around at the situation. Who knew that this girl suffered? Hell, everybody almost knew that she suffered from mental illness. But when do we get to a point as a family, do we step up and just say, hey, let me keep her? I'm not saying you're a bad mother. Just go get yourself together. When you ready to go run around, run it out. Get your running out. But at the end of the day, you got to remember to stand back because you're a mother. I know you got a lot going on, but let me keep her for now. Hey, B. Hey, Cash Truth. What's going on, baby? Appreciate you. We got to look at it as family to see our family crashing out. And nobody's hell. Life ain't easy without kids. Life ain't easy without kids. I'm here to tell you. Will I help my kids out? Yeah, if they really need me, I will. But if I see, I could tell when my kids are crashing out, when they just not, no. I know a difference. I see a difference. I see a difference. Kind of going through my situation like that now. Like knowing that my path on her is great, but you know, being a grandmother, I want to be more involved. I want to be more involved with my granddaughter. So I decided to tell my daughter, let me have her for a school year, because she's been talking about relocating here. Let me take her for a school year. Because my grandson's family is more involved. And you ever had those families where, one of the kids' families might be more involved than the others? Hey, just my thoughts. Love you up and down. Thank you. Or this sometimes we don't get the help that we think we should get raising kids by ourselves. And we got those men that I do it when I want to do it. Versus seeing your baby baby mother is not capable of raising your child the correct way. You see something off with your baby mother and you say nothing. See, fighting is fighting until, like a night girl, her father, recording, writing things down, welfare checks. Hey, she write me talking about my baby missing. Now she do it all the time. Because once she do it and it sends off that Amber Alert, or it puts out national headlines, and we're looking for this baby, right? And she's playing with the system. It would have got the people involved much more sooner. Hey, Bobby. I definitely get a sister. I stepped in with my grandkids so they wouldn't up in the system, not on my watch. And my daughter, and you know what's crazy, Jamie? Because my daughter's a worker. She's a workaholic. And hey, Ladee. And I tell Nisha all the time, it's okay to want money, but at the same time, you have a family. But I'm like, who am I to tell her what dreams to follow? But my point is being involved so we can see that our kids are suffering. If we see something wrong, we got to step in. We got to step in. It's just what it is. We can no longer allow this failure of a system to step in and raise ours how we will raise them, or put them in a situation that's always death, SA or death, malnourished, what else? Beaten, what else? Hey, Miss Dee Dee, what's going on, sister? Hey, Venetia. She said, I've had custody of 4 of my grandkids since birth. They're now grown with their own kids. Hey, Rhapsody. And that's what I want, what's best for my granddaughter. I got the time. So while I got the time, it's not taking away my daughter's responsibility. If y'all on Twitch, can y'all drop down and participate in the chat so we can get her monetized? Let's go to Cash Truth. Drop down on that Twitch, okay? Drop down over there. Thank you, Truth. Thank you. Hey, Ebony, what's going on, boo? What's going on, baby? But I had to look at it from all angles of this situation to try to get this baby Genesis home safe. And a lot of us don't want to say what it is. We want to sweep it under the rug. So maybe our voices don't get attacked on social media. Thank you, Yachty baby. Thank you for gifting us 10 jackets. If you get that membership from my sister Yachty, please tell her thank you, please. And thank you, Yachty. I appreciate you. But if you don't have that support system around you, and I want my daughter to know that I'm her support system. And it's okay for her to say, right now, I want to get this much money up. Because I want to know what she's working so hard for. Not materialistic things, just what's her goals? What are you working so hard for? Are you trying to buy a home? Are you trying to purchase your vehicle? Are you trying to get your credit up? You know what I'm saying? Because she's doing okay. But when you're a mother, we as mothers have to be able to sit back and identify that something's wrong with our child. And that's period. Thank you, TT sis. Love you. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Passion. Just being honest. Thank you, TT. I love you, sister. So we still have no baby, but we have a lawyer coming forward saying, hey, the baby's still alive. Then he hits a podcast and he's like, oh, yeah, to me, the baby's alive. You got the people in the community scared. For one, what's the outcome of this baby? Who's been missing for so many days? Huh? Now y'all saying it's potentially, allegedly trafficking. Who's over buying kids? Who's the person that spotted her selling the baby, allegedly, or passing the baby off? Which really spooks me because they said it's billboards everywhere down through there with this baby's picture. Thank you. I appreciate you, Truth. I appreciate you, baby. I do. Thank you. I love you for that. Reba said thank you for the membership. Hey, Renee, what's going on, sister? Happy Friday. So I said, damn, we got a community that whether they spoke out or not was happy to know and pay attention to when they seen her last. Because, sometimes your community that you live in can be a village when they're so small like it. Everybody knows everybody. Whether you want to even get to know your neighbors, you know them. So I want this lawyer to, I hope it stands true on what he said about the baby still being alive. I hope they know a little bit more. I know people wanted to search, help them get out there and search, people that didn't live there, bloggers from everywhere tapping in that lives near the area and things like that. The Facebookers going crazy, keeping us updated on what's happening in that community. Seeing the neighbors come out to see, some scared to see what's on the other side of that fence, praying that they did not pull out a baby in front of them, They took a son in, fed him, being a community that they thought they knew was the right thing to do, not understanding that it's another baby suffering, who was Genesis. Hey, Crow Cotton, what's going on? Happy Friday. I'm feeling a little better. I am. Thank you. So I'm just heartbroken. So I can only imagine the people that lived there and seen baby Genesis when they seen her coming and going, playing with the other kids in the neighborhood. And now you don't see this anymore. See, you could be that neighbor that could be traumatized, just like you can be a family member, but I'm still concerned. about the mother, knowing her daughter suffered this, and you know, because we have no excuses. If we're not bedridden, we have no excuse. Because I know what I ain't got together, taking my granddaughter in, I gotta have it together before she gets here. Not figure it out when I get her, figuring it out now, just in case I have to. If I don't see progression, as not saying raise her how I want you to raise her, but I gotta start paying attention, using my third eye. I'm a mother, but I'm a grandmother too. Just as much protection I gave my children, I'll still protect mine at all costs, but my eyes are on my grandbaby's futures. Once you lay down and have kids in this day and age, you know what I'm saying? They're making it be acceptable. When I know. Get up through high school. You don't want to live here and be under the rules. I ain't keeping nothing. I ain't keeping nothing. Go out and live a little bit. Graduate high school. Go live a little bit. Take some college courses. Nobody's saying go be a doctor, be whoever you want to be, but at the same time, take your time, go live your life. Then they had children. But see, if you ain't battling a drug addiction or something that I don't know of, I can't make excuses. I can't even make excuses for drugs. Because it ain't going to do nothing but push me out there to continue to live that lifestyle the same way Genesis Nova Reed, who held her accountable? Who got her some help? I'll pay for your classes if I have to. First, we can look up some resources. Who can help her? If it's getting on some kind of medicine to find balance. Because a lot of mental illnesses go left untreated to when your chemical imbalance is all off. I know. I suffer from it. But her mother knew and said nothing. If she stabbed you 9 times, I wonder what happened to make you feel like she will never do that to the children. If she was that off, was she having mental issues then? I wonder. See, now I got a lot of questions on top of Genesis. Because you got to make it make sense why it was okay for y'all to never say anything when it comes to the safety of the children, when it comes to her mental issues. And that's not judging you. Me wanting to get you help is not judging you. As seeing a friend, a daughter, my sister. I don't want that. I don't care if I don't talk to my sisters. I know they got kids and to see them. Because at least in my heart, I can say I helped. I tried. I tried to help my sister. Even if it don't work. I tried. And I'm going to continue to try as much as I can to save those kids. So, yeah, still no Genesis Nova Reed. I had to touch on her. She's just stuck right here for a second. She's ain't a day that goes by I don't think about that little girl. I stay on Facebook trying to find results, hoping that like all day long, praying for good results, and I still am. I just feel like these kids are in a. Whew, I know they say spiritual warfare, but it seems like it's bigger than that to me. It's so big, it's so much bigger than that to me. And it's crazy. It's like you want to understand, but you can't. You on Twitch right now? Thank you. But another video I wanted to, so keep Genesis in your prayers for me, please. If y'all see something I don't, hey Miss Sharon, happy Friday, love. If y'all see something I don't, please shoot it to me so we can all stay up to date together. Because a lot of y'all catch stuff and be tuned in way more than I do, and I appreciate that. Thank you. I see that Kendrick Johnson's family is on Facebook going in. You hear me? Justice for Kendrick Johnson. I had Miss Leah on the panel. She with me. We discussed a little bit about where the legacy for justice for Kendrick Johnson is going, and I see them fighting, baby. They are putting up one hell of a fight, and I'm over on Facebook loving it. Thank you, Miss Sharon, for that gifted membership. Whoever got that membership from my sister Sharon, can you please say thank you? Thank you, Renee, girl. Thank you. I appreciate you, sister. Thank you. Um, Another sad story, and this is where I get to the mental illness part. Cause we don't know what's mental illness and what's not. We really don't. We really don't. Cause I want to know what made this husband pow his pregnant wife at a hospital. And do you know how y'all say it be like wrong place, wrong time? And you in the emergency room or you in the hospital, you gotta stay overnight for further evaluations, and you just hear a pop. Then you hear people rushing past your room because it's two deaths in the room next door to you. Ain't that crazy right there? Like that there is crazy work. It's so much. They arrested someone for these for those little girls that were found in a suitcase. Yes, we're gonna get to that. I feel the pain and betrayal. Miss Sharon, it's crazy, right? Bringing life in to the world, You don't even know if you sometimes at that age, hey, Miss Jazzy, sometimes you're happy, but the postpartum will kick in and all this other shit will start, but you didn't even get to that. You didn't even get to really bond with your baby. She didn't even get to bond with her baby, something that they both created or that she created, because I'm hearing stuff, we're going to hear things. So allegedly, they said she told him, she's not yours. She's not yours. So I was like, but dang. Was the pow carrying a regular thing? Like, did she pass away? I think so. I'm going to get to the video. I think so. But let's get into it. Shout out to Carlos King. If I can get one of the moderators, TT, you're good at it. If you can please drop Carlos King's link for me, please. She played on her husband, heart and mind. Some people are not as strong as others. And I can see that. Mentally, I know that, Miss Sharon. We are living in, domestic violence, like I said, has turned deadly. Domestic violence, we used to hear about the beatings and the abuse of the relationship. Let's say that the abuse of the relationship and stuff. And we might have seen some things, I seen a lot of domestic violence. But I seen a lot of my friends that was in domestic violence relationship too. We just left the relationship. Was it because we was tired? Most likely not. Because we'll turn around and get into another one. So the thing I was asking is, does he carry a pow a lot? Did he carry the pow around everywhere he went? I mean, we're going to deliver the baby. I could see it being in the car or something, but on him at that moment. What led up to that? But let's get into this video with Carlos King. And again, hit that like button for me, you guys, please. And share this live out. If you just have a community watch, share the live out, okay? Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure I'm sharing the screen for the right one. I want to make sure I'm sharing the screen. Okay, got it.
Identifies the victim as 24-year-old Precious Johnson of Birmingham, a patient at the hospital, and 19-year-old Kenneth William Terry Jr. of Midfield. The coroner says Johnson was multiple times, and Terry Jr. died. The hospital was.
In the video I had mentioned, I was wondering how paternity may have been one of the issues or how did they find out and things like that. But I forgot that you can also get a DNA test while the child is still in your stomach. So yeah, I forgot to mention that, but let's get into the video. All right, what's up with the YouTube fam? I'm back again with another video, right? So listen, a lot of y'all.
Thank you, Yadi. Thank you. So y'all thank you, Yadi. Thank you, B. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Do y'all think that they did the amniocentesis, like where they go through your navel? Hey, Annie. Happy Friday, baby. Do y'all think that they did the amniocentesis like it was already questions about it? Like, it was already some stuff going on in the relationship. And he's probably like, I want to make sure the baby's mine. That's it. Let's get this amniocentesis because you can do those procedures and find out the sex of the baby early and different things like that. So I want to know if that's what if that played a part in him taking that pow pow up there, because I mean she's a beautiful girl, beautiful.
Probably have already seen what's been going on social media, but a lot of people don't have a lot of context around what took place or why it took place. We only see the story, right? And it's been like that for me as well too. I've been downloading videos about it for the past couple of days, but I always want to wait, and I'm glad I did because now I have more clarity and clarification of what possibly was the reason on why he did what he did. Now, in this video, I will have the news speaking about certain things, and I also will be reading statuses that the family has posted on the young man's behalf about what took place and why. Now, I had my thoughts about it initially, but to actually come to social media, which is YouTube, is a.
I wonder if so. Was he in the service, y'all? Hey Corey, happy Friday. Was he in the service, y'all? And let me see how to say this. Was he in the service and coming back and forth certain times and stuff like that? And she, was cheating on her on due to his absence out of the home. Is that what's happening? Because it's just crazy how they're showing him in his uniform. So was he in active service? I wonder, and some more. I'm truly wondering that. It's got my mind going crazy now. And this is like one of them crazy stories you hear, like you just don't believe it, but it happened.
The form of it, but to be on here spewing that stuff with no bona fide facts would be crazy on my behalf, and I don't really move like that. But we're gonna talk about a couple of different things. I'm gonna break it down to y'all, give y'all a brief synopsis, and then we're gonna get into the videos and then the statuses that the family has posted. But basically, it's a young man by the name of Kenneth Terry Jr. He's 19 years old, and his wife's name was Precious Johnson. Now, she actually.
And y'all, real quick, off subject, and then I'm gonna play the video. I promise. But shout out to Carlos King for buying his 20th home. He said he wanted to leave a legacy for his daughter, show her a different way in life, and stuff like that. On purchasing property and having longevity for her future and her children's future. It's a great thing. Shout out to you, Carlos King, and congratulations to you, sir. It's amazing. But I had to say that.
Was giving birth. She had a baby, and moments after she had a baby, he took her life. They were at
Yes, Renee.
Brookwood
It
Hospital
is sad.
in Homewood, Alabama. Now, people were speculating maybe, the baby came out, wasn't his
Sharon said yes, he was, and they say he was sending his paychecks to her, and he came home to an empty bank account, and she told him the baby wasn't his. Ah, damn. Hey, Mr. Neva, what's going on? Happy Friday, love. Thank you for coming through. Wait, see, he do car giveaways. Yes, Carlos gives back. He gives back. He does. So that's why, ladies, if you want to be single, be single. It's free. Yes, so you meet somebody you think he's the love of your life. Okay, make sure that you even want to be in a relationship like long term. Really have your life figured out at this point in life. And I know they're young, but at your 20s, you have to have some shit figured out. For real, to make it through the ages of 30 and 40, you really gotta have some shit planned out. And playing on somebody's feelings ain't it. Cause if you gotta have me and somebody else, just choose them. Like, don't even put me in that position. Cause I don't want to put nobody in that position at this point. But see, you can't play on people. Karma is real. Man, Mr. Neva, you hear me? Goddess, I'm just saying you can't play on people's feelings and emotions. And am I saying death is the thing? No, but hell, we all know shit, everybody. I wasn't, when I, man, what I'm talking about. When I stabbed my sister over a man, and I had her on here to talk about that, like, you know, you can't say what a person will do. You can't say what you won't do if you've never been in that position for real. And I didn't even know what love was at that time, which was a problem. Even sitting in that jail cell, I was nothing. I was still empty. I wasn't getting none of that out of that experience of being locked up. Revenge. Swearing I see people's true colors at that age. And I pray for people, a lot of people going through something. Big facts, it's a dangerous game to play with emotions. Everybody has their breaking point. It's dangerous. I heard, even if you don't like someone, pray for them versus LOL at them. That's true. It's true. Death is not and never the answer, but everyone handles. Yeah, people snap. And when somebody really love you and you're really like real life playing with them. Use them up. Not saying for him to be happy over there. You just use them up. You made him look like a clown. You got another man laying up in what I'm paying for. Y'all can only imagine. Going to work as a nurse, doing 12, sometimes longer than that shifts. Can you imagine once you go to work, somebody coming in, laying in your shit? Why you pulling in all this money, giving paychecks? You over here fighting for a country that don't give a damn about you already. Doing a service to your country. Putting your life on the line daily. And this is what happens. Here I clocked out to get a red rum man straight. Man, you hear me, Latasha? Man, people snap.
color. It's all type of different shit being stated on the internet, but we'll really never know. And that's why I'll never go off of that shit too much. But basically, the family spoke out and they were basically kind of insinuating that the baby was not his. Now they didn't just come right out and say that, but the statuses that were posted surrounding this lets you know. Now he was in the army.
You got you, and he getting hit with so much. The baby ain't yours. I She cheating. And all the money you've been sitting at home ain't shit home when you get home. And my home has been shared with another man. All that shit he getting hit with, Mr. Neva said, but playing with people's hearts and on their mental. Yeah. He done came home for a short stay. And this is the news that he gets. After probably feeling like there was days he wasn't gonna make it home. He's on the standby with the country and shit. And this is the news he gotta come home to. Ain't no telling where they had, how far they even had him stationed from his home. That's a smacking. Boy, I'm talking about low down. Low down. Then the baby ain't yours like she's nothing. Made him feel less than. Man, I'm saying this is crazy. This is mad wicked. I'm talking about mad wicked.
The military, one of the two. Basically, people were saying it was also a mental health issue. We don't know. But after he took her life, he
I know,
exited
Annie.
on his own accord. You should know what I mean by that. I can't just necessarily break it down, but y'all understand. Y'all ain't slow hell. He exited on his own behalf, so he's no longer here. Y'all get that, don't you? I just gotta apply by YouTube's guidelines and not say certain things. But basically, he exited on his own. Of course, people were saying maybe the army messed him up or the military, maybe, all these different things, but the family said certain stuff. Now I'm gonna let y'all watch these videos. We're gonna read these statuses and break it down. But I just simply want to say RP to him, and I want to send my condolences out to the family. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into these videos. Let's go.
This bakery needs new equipment fast to keep up with demand. So they're going to On Deck.
And we begin with the breaking news out of Homewood. Two people are after a shooting at Baptist Health Brookwood Hospital. It happened late last night. This afternoon, we have live team coverage. Now, first, we want to hear from you. Should hospitals increase security screening measures? Yes or no? You can join the conversation right now on our website. Scan the QR code to answer the question. And breaking just into the newsroom, we have just learned the shooting took place in the Women's Center at the hospital. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ariel Bailey.
And I'm Shanti Ford. Now, police believe that this is a apparent murder. They say the situation does appear to be a domestic one, but still there are a lot of questions that remain unanswered at this hour. ABC 3340's Faye Fox, she's going to kick off our live team coverage. And hey, Faye, what do we know about the man and woman who were both found shot wounds?
I mean, y'all look, just being in the maternity ward and hear a pop, a pal, or anything, y'all. I'm talking about. Ain't no way, baby. Ain't no way. They'd have to give me. I'm talking about all of this going on. Where's the baby at the time? I wonder. Because y'all know pal-pals don't got no eyes. Bullets don't have an eye. It is almost like where was he at, y'all, when he got the news? Did she tell him right then and there? Couple days prior to, like, it's so sad. That's why I said, Renee, they're like, yes. And you right, Miss Danita. Right, and black men always go through the hardest even when they are providing. It's always that, Miss Danita. The ones that do provide, Miss Danita, get it worse than the ones that don't. We'll love their dirty draws. and hate the one that can provide and do what we can't. And also servicemen and women do. Yes, Renee. And shell shock, yes. Seeing all that shit they gotta see. They barely come back to a normal life. You know? Like, honestly. And this is what you gotta give back when he comes home. And I wonder how long he's been away and how far he's stationed. And I bet it's nowhere close for her to uphold a relationship like this and walk around pregnant and some more. Because he must have, he came home for a short stay. Boom, she's pregnant. He's thinking it's his. Whole time, as soon as he leave, here come the other man. She done dropped him off at the airport. The other dude already done kicked his shit out. He in there popping popcorn, eating steaks and some more shit. So when did you decide to tell him that this child's not his? That he comes home to an empty account? The military was what made me not want to get married. Wow, Ocean, what happened? But this right here is a crazy story. It's a sad.
County Muriel investigators say that the woman, 24-year-old Precious Johnson of Birmingham, she was a patient here at Brookwood Hospital, and the second victim, 19-year-old Kenneth Terry Jr. of Midville, he was the visitor. Now, Jefferson County coroner, they say that, and the bigger question is, how did that get inside that hospital? A place meant for care turned into a crime scene. Homewood police are investigating a shooting inside the women's center at Brookwood Hospital.
And that's what I was asking. What was the procedures in carrying the pow in the hospital and getting away with it? Like, was it he was licensed to carry so he can carry it? Because I ain't never heard it. I ain't never known it. Never known it. How did he get that pow through? Now we have a problem with security in the hospital. Which I said it's traumatizing for the people that was there. Because I'm getting my baby and getting up out of here tonight. I done heard of pow. We got the people running down through here. We find out in the next room next door. I might have been up here with my baby too. Like, no. It's going to went a lot of different ways for the measurement of security. Hey, Mooey, baby, what's going on? Happy Friday, love. They don't have metal detectors. Man, he may have been in uniform. A lot of hospitals. See, we have metal detectors down in Lexington, Kentucky. And they have metal detectors here, too. In North Carolina. They very much do. So, it could have been that. It could have been it. My granny had her pow back from, because I thought security measures went up tremendously after a lot of stuff has happened. But she said my brother-in-law served 30 years in the military and my sister was pregnant, and I remember him saying it was hard mentally because he was worried about my sister, and having to stay head straight was hard. Yes, because you put your life on the line. You got wife and kids that you can't be there for months to years at a time, not knowing when you could ever go home, how fast that can change. You're mental as a man. Are you making the right decision doing this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Head all over the place, watching people lose their lives. The hospitals here have scanners like the airport, and they make everyone go through them, even the persons. Yes, Venetia, they make you do that too. In Detroit it is, but the suburbs, no. The only people allowed to carry a firearm while in uniform are MPs. In a hospital, okay. Brookwood is a small hospital. Hey Diamond, what's going on, sister? Happy Friday. Since I'm an Air Force veteran, and when I wear my clothes and hats, the public is in awe. He more than likely had on his uniform. You have to be alert for your all that.
Officers were called just after 9:25 Sunday night on reports of shots fired. When they arrived, they found two people. Investigators say it appears to be a domestic murder. The Jefferson County coroner identifies the victim as 24-year-old Precious Johnson of Birmingham, a patient at the hospital, and 19-year-old Kenneth William Terry Jr. of Midfield. The coroner says Johnson was shot multiple times and Terry Jr. died. The hospital was placed on lockdown overnight, lifted Monday morning. In a statement, Brookwood Hospital says police immediately responded and secured the scene. Homewood Mayor Jennifer Andrews calls this an active investigation and says the city is working closely with the hospital leadership.
Thank you, Betty, sis. Thank you. Thank you so much, sis. Appreciate you for always supporting in the suburbs. I can always carry, but in Detroit, I make sure to take it out. Hey, Candy Cane. Y'all make sure y'all drop Candy Cane's link and also drop Betty Reacts link. If you are a content creator, let the girls know and they'll drop your link, okay? I'm still here. Okay, then. All right, Miss Danita. What you grilling, Miss Danita? Sometimes you could go through certain doors. My mom always got in after hours. I'm like, how you get in? She said back. Yeah, Renee, you right. You right. You right. I have, and I've been places where they only ask you to leave. Like, you know what I'm saying? When there's so many visitors, it's definitely that. Let me remove that. So it said, our thoughts are with the victim, her family, the hospital staff, and everyone impacted. We are working closely with hospital leadership and will provide updates as appropriate. Definitely, y'all, definitely making sure that I want to be somewhere where it's secure. I get it, you know what I'm saying? I want to get out fast and in a hurry, but I want to be where it's secure. If you want to check my personship, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I ain't here to follow. I'm here to get checked. You know what I'm saying? This is life or death for me. Check that. Cause just look at the husband going in the hospital taking a life. Thank you, Vamika. Look at the husband going in and taking a life of the wife. We done had a couple of these situations happen recently. Bullets don't have eyes, y'all. You in there doing the job innocent. You ain't never thinking nobody great coming here and take a life and a bullet whiz past your head or anything. You in the right place. They say right place, wrong time. Come on. Now we have this. It was babies up there. It was other people up there. Because she chose to play on somebody's feelings and emotions. Death is not the way, no, but I gotta understand because we can't, as women, we got to sometimes start looking at the other side too. No, it's not right. He took her life. It was a cowardly way that it took his, but his manhood was stripped, and it ain't making excuses because he's a soldier. But man, that's a hell of an occupation. That's one I try not to talk my kids into. We'll talk them down. Hey, Pretty Trucker, what's going on, baby? Y'all make sure y'all drop Pretty Trucker's link too. And Candy Cane TT when you get a chance. Drop Candy Cane's link for me. This man has lost everything. He lost somebody that he thought loved him. And probably praising his ass. Probably praising his ass for being over there. And then missing him out at the same time. I can't wait for you to come home. I know, baby. I can't wait to see you neither. Knowing you already got a significant other. You over here raw dogging it up. The disrespect of it all, that's her husband. Now she broke up with him, split with him, that's different. She moved on. But you know what you signing up for. What's funny is the metal detectors is only in the areas where it's more blacks. Absolutely, Annie. I agree. You don't know what's going on in his mind. We don't know what he had to do to get back here and probably lost friends there. Yeah, Latasha, for sure. In the suburbs, nope, they don't even stop you at the decks to question where you're going. That's crazy. That's crazy. But when stuff like this happen, yeah, that's when y'all get in them town hall meetings. Remember, it's more important thing to go, hey, we had this death in the city. This man, if I was a mother who gave birth, even without being a mother, I'm going to that town hall meeting. We put money into what we don't see where our tax dollars are going or anything. Can we please get metal detectors in the hospitals? Even putting a set on the baby ward. The baby ward should have its own policies anyway. How many babies are being born a day? How many babies are in that NICU? Cameras and detectors is a must. She said, hey, Shanta, what's going on? I am. Thank you, Shanta. Happy Friday, boo. Yeah, but this right here, it could have been stopped. Who is Candy Kane in the chat? I don't see her. They got the metal detectors in school. Yeah. Let me find her. Let me find her. I put it on the screen, TT. This is sad, y'all.
But major questions still remain. How did a visitor get inside a hospital? What security measures were in place at the Women's Center entrance? Will those protocols now change? We also asked police about the full timeline from the first shot to the moment the lockdown was lifted and the relationship between the two victims. So far, no answers. And until those answers come, families, staff, and patients are left wondering how this could happen inside a hospital.
Editing your podcast on Riverside is a no-brainer, and I want to show you why. Your podcast transcript is here, and you just have to edit the text, and that will edit the podcast. Super.
Homewood police report no other injuries, and Brookwood Hospital is operating as normal, but officials could not.
And you know what, Didi? And I get it. I was on your Twitch. I was trying to send some cheers. I don't got my monetization turned on yet over there, Candy Cane, but thank you so much. I appreciate your support. She said, it's a hospital in Detroit, man. I refuse to go there. Scared to even sit in their waiting room. It's always something happening. That darn hospital, like you said, well, they already, yeah, you hear me, Renee? Infidelity happens a lot. I'm glad you spoke on this. Infidelity happens a lot in the military, especially if the spouse is not serving. And I want to speak on that. And that's just like marrying a basketball player. You marrying an NBA player. You're decorating. You ready? You got your house. You got your picket fence. You got your doodle, your labradoodle, whatever. You know, you got it. You got all the lavish pictures and furniture, but that ain't got nothing to do with time. Family time. The intimacy part. All of that. Cause he gonna be on the road. He's gonna be on the road. Then there's playoffs. Then you got your all-stars. Then you might got the Olympics. I mean, if you're not ready for that lifestyle like a man and you need that attention, because we know what going to the service gives. Hey, Mama Kim. Happy Friday, love. We know what it's giving. We know when we got an NBA player, what it's giving. An actor. A musician. We know that they're going to go on tour. We know what it gives. If you're not ready for that lifestyle, take several seeds. Thank you, Candy Cane, baby. Have several seeds. Why waste his time and his devotion toward you? where you just strip, you don't strip the man out of everything, out of his drawers and everything. He felt naked. He came back to nothing. This man absolutely came back to nothing. She stripped him of everything. Trust gone. His face feeling played in, very much so. And again, I'm not saying it's okay to take a life, but man, this man has went through a lot. I definitely did my big one, single, of course. Okay, you were single. But she gambled her life playing with someone else's. And this is no disrespect to the family at all. But she did. She played with her own life to play off of somebody else's. And knowing from the past history, so chose wisely.
Comment due to the ongoing investigation. Live in Homewood, Faye Fox, ABC.
Now, a lot of people don't really understand, I guess, that a lot of hospitals don't require you to be like screened and checked. And people don't ever think something like this will ever happen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but people were saying that the baby looked like him, and they don't understand why he did what he did. While I was off screen, I've been still checking around, looking for different things that's being said, and that's one of the things that they're saying. The baby looked like him. I won't be posting that baby on here, but you know, from what I've seen, I can see where they're coming from. But it's been millions of situations like that where a child can have certain features and look like someone and not be that child's. I mean, they might not be the father here, but I see the family is going off on people and shit like that, and I can understand why. But also, a lot of people don't understand this is how the internet works, and they don't give a damn about how the internet works either. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, people gonna say what they say, especially in a situation like this. But one thing I will say, a lot of people are riding for him, and a lot of people are against them as well too. But people always say certain things when a woman is hurt and stuff like that too. And when a man is hurt, it gets kind of swept under the rug, and they'll tell you don't play with people's feelings and don't lie to them and stuff like that. But being a young man, you know, he probably know how to handle his emotions, but it's not to the magnitude of how someone older may handle it. And giving somebody your all and certain things coming.
And again, I'm not taking away from her life. RIP to her. Prayers to the family. Prayers to that baby. Prayers to everyone that was in that hospital that night, up on that floor, her neighbors, the babies in that nursery, the nurses, you know, the doctors. And like Carlos said, you don't never know when something like this is going to take place. You just don't know. But you can't play with people's feelings. You cannot. You cannot take advantage of people. You cannot. It's not okay. And what she done is not okay. Was it worth her life? No. But this has to be an eye opener. It does. It has to be an eye opener because it's happening so often now.
Coming out will make you snap. Now, I'm not justifying this shit at all, but I'm definitely understanding on both sides. Now, no, not on no cheating and leading people on and stuff, if that's the actual case. Now, I'm pretty sure they'll do some testing to find out for sure. And if they already have, I was wondering how the hell did they find out so fast, but I've been looking up certain things and they have rapid testing and stuff like that too. So you never know. They haven't gave us details yet and probably won't ever do it, but that's from what we're seeing right now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got one more video coming up. We're going to read these statuses and then we're going to talk about everything too in the comments. Let's go.
Breaking news out of Homewood, where we have just learned the woman This weekend at Baptist Health Medical Center had just delivered a baby. The Jefferson County Coroner says 24-year-old Precious Johnson was multiple times. Johnson's family says they were married, and they're talking to your reporter, Bria Chapman, who is now live and on your side, getting information for us also about safety inside hospitals. This is just an awful, awful tragedy, Bria.
Yeah, Morgan, that is right. Awful is right. Now, this tragedy has sparked a lot of questions when it comes to safety in our hospitals. Now, I spoke to the leader of the Alabama Hospital Association about this incident and what safety protocols look like in hospitals, and if this incident might bring some changes to what we see.
There's a few places in our world that we should feel safe, church, our hospitals, they're your home. And, unfortunately, things happen and we don't feel as safe anymore.
That's Jane Howard, the president and CEO of the Alabama Hospital Association. Sunday night, police say 19-year-old Kenneth Terry Jr. was visiting Baptist Medical Brookwood Hospital when the 24-year-old Precious Johnson.
We want to assure the public.
I didn't realize he was that young, y'all. I did not realize that he was that much younger than her. And he's young. And he's young and in the Army. Like, yeah. Damn. This is crazy. This is sad. Before I get out of here, you guys, I want to touch on one more story just a little bit. I know Shank just went live about it, but I wanted to talk about the two bodies of the young girls found. I really want to keep up with that story too. It's so sad and unfortunate. But I really want to know about those girls. I really want to know like the timeline of them saying that they were missing and stuff like that. I actually just came up on a story and it was crazy because it reminded me of this. It was twins and 19 Renee, 19. The sisters are in Ohio. Yeah, the sisters in Ohio, Taz. But I came up on a story and what's crazy is because came up on this story, but behind it was a story on Facebook and it was a set of twins and people were saying that they hadn't seen the twins since 2016. The mother had another incident happen in her home where CPS went out and she was like, okay, they say she's got 7 kids, but it's only 5 her. And she's had previous social worker calls and they would always just kind of mark it like they was there. The social workers would mark it. These kids have been missing out since 2000, seen last since 2016. And the social workers was visiting, just marking the kids as there. She was like, well, I thought one of the little boys looked like the little boy that's missing. They don't know to this day if the mother unalived the kids, if she sold them, trafficked them. They don't know. 10 years, that's crazy. But his family members still looking for those kids. The trauma, 10 years later, you still searching for kids. And you don't know, you don't even know if you ain't searching for nothing. Thank you, Miss Danita. Thank you, I love you too. And it took me to this mother. How long was these girls, to put somebody in a suitcase? It's the mental. She said, Pretty Trucker, what time you come on? Pretty Trucker, Miss Sharon's asking what time do you go live? I know she goes live early mornings. If you're up drinking your coffee, eating your Danishes or your croissants or your toast and stuff like that, she's up pretty early. I think she goes live at 5 in the morning, 5 or 6 a.m. Now her afternoon and evening times, I don't know, but I know morning times is hers. That's like the morning dose of mediation, okay? Enough to drive you crazy. Well, me anyway. My Lord, what did she do to these babies? It's just pure evil. Hey, Ken, what's going on? Happy Friday. Yeah, let me touch on that for just a little bit. How long have they said the girl's been missing? I worked in a lab. You can get results within hours. I I wonder how long these babies have been missing, and it's a sad. Let me share my screen with y'all.
With 19 News coming to you from our digital desk. We're about to get an update from the police chief here in Cleveland on the case of two young girls being found partially buried in two suitcases. This was behind Ginn Academy. Their bodies were discovered by a man walking his dog. His dog actually hit on or smelled the first suitcase, and that's when police were called. Let's get you live now to the update.
Oh yeah, can
located a deceased individual that was in a shallow grave inside of a suitcase. The officers immediately began their investigation as they canvassed the area.
And the crazy part is, y'all, that got me is that we can't keep saying mental illness for everybody. Because she had nerve to put two babies in two cases. Break their little legs, whatever she had to do to get them in these suitcases. And find burial spots. If that man never went with his dog, how long would those girls been missing? How long have they been missing? They said the suitcase has been in the field at least 2 weeks. This is the second recent incident. There was the babies found in the suitcase in the back of the lake. Yeah, Candy Cane. Hell, she rode around with them forever. Rode around with them forever. So ain't no school or the snow. They been out. It's be my thing. This is why you have to check on people. If you see a young mother or mother struggling, because I get it. Kids being out of school, you missing work, no daycare. That'll mess with your mental. Because you missing money. You don't know how you going to make it. Kids screaming and shit. You can't get outside because the roads are bad. Especially for those mothers with no transportation. And it's hard depending on people, These folks are evil. You hear me? I think at 19, he had his stuff together and trying to... Yes, at 19... At 19, some of us are still trying to hold on to our kids. Unless they in college or something. But yeah, seems like the sister wanted to be caught the way it was partially buried. The sisters were 8 and 14, I think. What you mean the sister wanted to be caught, Taz? It's a sick situation. Allegedly, they didn't attend school. So they was out for winter break. Because the weather. Right now, I never understand how anyone could do that. Mooey, I'm trying to tell you, child.
For any potential evidence on scene, the officers located what appeared to be a second shallow grave, and they could tell that there was a second suitcase in that location. The officers at that time identified that there was a body inside of that second suitcase as well. The medical...
I wonder, did she have help? Because y'all know suitcases is heavy with clothes in it. My suitcase be heavy. It's heavy when I just left. For no reason. It's heavy. We talking about dead weight. It's more heavier. and to bury them there. Why there? And did she have help? How easy was it by the grave being shallow? It wasn't deep. Exactly, Tez. To dig a hole, let alone 2 holes, is crazy work. No one to see her. That's what I'm saying, Mish. I got a lot of questions. Goddess said, I believe the granny helped a while. Exactly. So imagine dead weight. Yes. So you think the grandmother helped her, the babies ain't safe at home? Wow. Mooey ain't safe at all. You hear me? Not even in a hospital,
The
child.
examiner's office responded out, and they took custody of the individuals and for their further investigation. So we completed our investigation on scene. The only updates we have at this time are that the individuals are 2 juvenile Black females. The one individual is suspected to be anywhere between the ages of 8.5 to 13. The second is estimated to be of the age of 10.5 to 14. At this time, there are no clear indicators of the cause of death of the 2 young females.
Wait, Venetia say what? She said just sickening, a 12 and 8-year-old sickening. Don't she have 3 kids and an older one? A girl all the way under the jail, Mooey. I'm over it. Like, I swear I am. I have to go find her granny's Facebook. They said she was on there writing stuff. So nobody else was looking for those kids, not an aunt or uncle, not one of the kids' friends, parents, nobody. That's what be getting me, Candy Cane. That's what be getting me. No, like nothing. And I'm sick of these mamas helping their kids unalive their kids. This shit is crazy. It is so out of control. And it's so unexpected. Like, it's the participation for me. She placed them babies close to home. Man, just juice up on gas at this point. The family members, yeah, Mooey. That's crazy. And it's crazy how we'll write stuff when the kids, we find out the kids die, we ready to write. Because I want to know what her mother been writing. One of the BDs been trying to get custody. What happened? The youngest one, daddy was looking for her. The one that she took the life of, Lemetri. 4 out of 5 years. 4 out of the 5 years, child. Is it one of the kids she took?
And we're asking if anyone has any information, saw anything suspicious in the area, that they are to contact the Cleveland Division of Police Homicide Unit at 216-623.
And y'all know the father that I had on that I interviewed said the same thing, that he had the CPS, and he still hits me up and keeps me updated. I really need to hit him up and get him a second interview, but he said that he's been trying to get his daughter. He sent me videos. The daughter not wanting to go with the mother. He sent them the CPS, and CPS actually told him if he sends anything else, they will be pressing charges toward him and take his rights away completely. It's damn if you don't, damn if you do. These no good helpers be so bitter. If the daddy wants some babies, let them have them. Yes, you hear me, Mooey? Latasha say yes. I've been in a meeting since trying to email you something and it won't let me. Hold on, I'm gonna drop it. I got you, Galatians. The course of, yeah, Mooey, you hear me? Yes, Candy Cane. Yes, I did an interview with him a while back, and he sent me all his proof. They said that if he calls one more time, because the little girl still calls him, and he said he didn't want his daughter to be another one of these videos where lives have been gone, and here I am doing what I can, taking them everything they want from me, doing what I need to do, and this is what they said to him, She said diabolical. It's strange they were not in school at their ages. No alarms. Come on, Renee. We know it's something wrong. It's something wrong with this whole picture. He's the father to the 8-year-old and said he hasn't seen his baby in 5 years. He said she kept moving around and CPS wouldn't help him. And I hope he makes changes. I hope that the father comes up with laws for that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody positive will sit down with the father to change laws, to change that the fathers have voices too. That the fathers have just as much right and voices too. We have to stop burying these kids. We really do. We have to stop having we really have to stop having these meetups here like this. It's so sad and unfortunate that every time we meet up on these apps, it's death. And now it's family. And family participating with family is diabolical to me. Hopefully he keeps that phone line open for the daughter to call the dad. You know.
5464. We will be operating that line 24 hours a day, so someone will be available to answer those calls. Or they can call Crime Stoppers at 216-252-7463. At this time, we don't know how long the juveniles had been at this location. It was some time, so it's not just something that was recent. The investigation is ongoing. We have to wait for results from the medical examiner, and from there, we should have an update once we have further information. So if you have any questions, we'll open it up.
Where is the school? Where? So the 8-year-old it's legal to keep your kids, like when you can enroll your kids where they live. You can enroll them in school at any time. I'm just saying. The dad said him and friends was watching the news, saw the picture, and that's how he found that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Imagine y'all with sons watching the news with a friend, and a picture of your baby pops up, unalived, in a suitcase, buried. After constantly being turned away, as if his voice or his baby's voice mattered. Pay attention, y'all. Those are the ones who don't need their children, but they get to keep them until this happens, Because the man wasn't fighting to get his daughter for nothing. Moving around means no stability. None. She said cardiac arrest. Who had cardiac arrest, Latasha? Hey, Cynthia, what's going on? I've heard stories about Cleveland school systems letting children fall through the cracks. Yeah. I was just telling Shake Rock about that when we was in Memphis. How Kentucky was allowing that with my daughter. I was like, no. They said we got the No Child Left Behind. Yeah, if they're there on that level. And if they're not, you got to get them to that level. It's not a you pass because it's a No Child Left Behind. In Chicago, baby, they call them for anything. That's why I would have. I saw that on the news. I got sons. I got daughters. And the last thing I want to do is see my grandbabies plastered on the screen. after fighting or watching my child fight for custody. We have to start standing behind our children. And if they're not at the best, we get them there. You don't make it easy for them, but you get them there so they can be the best parent. Taking on this child is a responsibility. Because don't take them put in the worst position. But I think the baby would have had a fighting chance with his father had CPS done the right thing. Instead of turning another black man away from his responsibilities, making our black men give up. Hell, if the white person the white man don't want to let me see my baby, what I look like paying for him? That's where those attitudes come from. If she can say what comes and goes and I ain't got no say, how y'all gonna try to make me take her off? Yeah, you can drop it, Didi. She said, sis, can I drop the link to the full story? Absolutely. Nobody really doing their job anymore as if it was their passion. Seems more like doing it for the bag. I heard they hadn't been in school for 4 years. She was going state to state. Wow. I still wonder how it wasn't tracked down. Because it's like they still have a way in the system to track you down. Wow. Not 4 years now. That's crazy. CPS is a darn joke. We came up with a plan. And when the BM allowed my son to visit, we took her and started a custody case. If the dad is on the birth certificate, he has the same rights. I just had this conversation today. If I say my child ain't ready, you're going to hold them until they get it. We got our babies graduate who can. Man, and some more shit. When you hear me, facts, they call it after work hours. Make sure they catch the parent, but erratic. They don't miss a beat. Yeah, they don't. They don't, TT. They don't. They don't miss a beat. Man, y'all, please keep up with this story. I will keep up with the story. I want to talk about Tyrone. I got to go back and look at some more stuff. Me and Shank is doing unfiltered and uncensored with Shank Rock and Miss Parker tonight, okay? We're going to be talking about that case with the 3 young gentlemen and the young lady that was great. And I want Shank to give his perspective on the father and what he has to say. And I definitely want to listen to what the aunt has to say and break it down in our perspective. And the only way we know how to do it, uncensored and unfiltered, okay? Thank you guys for all the love y'all shared with me in the chat by getting a super sticker, super chat, buying a membership, the gift in the membership. Thank y'all so much. I miss you guys so much. I will see y'all back at 6 tonight, and then I will be live tomorrow for a little bit, okay? I think I want to talk about Tyrone Davis. I've seen some updates, everybody saying different stuff again, so I want to kind of catch up with the girls and Gigi's live and Open Books live and Chronicle Speaks and Chit Chat and some more people and see what they had to say, and still listening to Polo over there on Facebook, but I've seen people saying a lot of updates. How did the mother get housing, food, clothing, etc. if she kept moving? Exactly, Renee. We got questions. That's why I want to keep come back with this story. They will be on your bumper about them babies in school here. Yeah, Kentucky, they ain't playing. IDD, child, please give me up to the part on the Tyrone story. I'm so lost in the sauce. I got to catch up too, TT. The police officer told the BM she would have to file a case with the family court. My son won the case. Now my granddaughter has her own place and starting college soon. We have to fight. Yes. And that's true, Miss Sharon. You do have to fight as a family, regardless of what. And we're going to go live at 6. And then we're going to do part 2 on his channel later. Just to give everybody a break. You don't want to consume the minds too long. Keep y'all interested into the story. And because it's pretty deep and it's sad and it's sick. Values and morals have went out the window. I don't know. Hey, Tanika, what's going on? Happy Friday, sis. I don't know what to think of the world we're living in. I don't even think I got any thoughts anymore. I think I'm just living, really, and hoping to survive with all the stuff that's really happening. But would catch